Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. As Nigerians are hoping and believing that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, who is the president of Nigeria, will align with court orders, it seems that the likes of Asari Dokubo, who had enjoyed some level of good relationship with the president, has kind of encouraged him not to align with any form of court order, considering his discussion on Nnamdi Kanu, who had been held down by the Nigerian government, despite the fact that the court has discharged him, or let me say acquitted and discharged him, but yet they still believe that he shouldn't be released. Now, Takubo visited for the first time the presidency in the presidential villa, have a heart-to-heart talk with him, and came out to share with Nigerians what the discussions were like. He made mention of the fact that oil theft was directly the activities of the military, mentioning the Navy and the Army. We're going to be talking about that later, but then the focus is what he said about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Should he be released or should he not be released? Get to hear the advice he extended to the president. According to the news, the renowned Niger Delta leader Sari Dokubo has strongly opposed the release of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, stating that it would amount to rewarding criminal behavior. Reported that Kanu, who is currently facing terrorism charges, has been in the custody of the Department of State Services (DSS) since his rearrest in 2021. Back in 2017, a federal high court in Abuja has granted Kanu bail, but he willfully violated the condition and subsequently fled the country due to attack against his life. Despite mounting pressure for Kanu's release, President Muhammadu Buhari had remained firm in resisting such demand. However, with the new administration in power, fresh calls for IPOB leaders' freedom have emerged. During his meeting with President Bola Tinubu, Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State had also joined in requesting for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Recently, following a conversation with the president, Asari Dokubo addressed reporters expressing his belief that Kanu should be held accountable by the law. Dokubo highlighted the potential danger of releasing Kanu, citing the alleged involvement in aggravating the NSAS protests. According to Dokubo, Kanu has been freely roaming during the NSAS movement and had even exacerbated the situation. Dokubo raised the question of the lives lost during the unrest, referring to Kanu as a criminal who should face the legal consequences of his actions. His release would fuel impunity. That's I'm getting exactly what Dokubo said. He said his release would fuel impunity during NSAS. Nnamdi Kanu was working free. What did he do? He poured petrol on the flames of NSAS. Now he has been caught. What of the people who had died? This is a criminal. He should face the law. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu is rewarding criminality and rewarding gruesome murder of innocent people. He should face the law for the actions and instigations he had carried out. Wow, this is serious. The Kubo offered the assistance of his followers to combat and put a stop to it. He expressed his willingness to utilize a group of loyal supporters known as his boys to take the necessary action to halt these nefarious activities. Wow, this is quite interesting. I'm here with my colleague, and we're going to be looking at this whole issue. First of all, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whatever that had been held against him, may be right, may be wrong, but I feel the right people to make the decision was actually the court. The case was brought before the court, and along the line, there was a demand, there was a court order that he should be released, which was a verdict from a court of competent jurisdiction. Now, he was still held back by the president for some reasons unknown to Nigerians. Some say it will be a way of rewarding impunity. Some say it will be a way of rewarding criminality, which is for them not right. But the court order is still standing. What's your position on this?
Well, the truth be told, from inception, there've always been this uh, rivalry between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Asari Dokubo. And he did say something that during his numerous videos being done by Asari Dokubo, the Niger Delta guy, he did say something that he was going to continue hunting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu regardless of where he is or what. But as you can see, things are beginning to unfold. Yes, he has been released or have been told to DSS to let him go at some point, but like you rightly mentioned, for whatever reasons, he was not allowed to. But tactically, the former president of Nigeria literally handed over that baton to Bola Ahmed Tinubu to do that task of either releasing him or not. And I could still remember several governors, several senators from the southeast, several chieftains have gone Nnamdi, well, practically, literally begged Bola Ahmed Tinubu to look into the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. Now, Sari Dokubo, coming from the same past, here he said even if it will take him his last drop, he's still going to be hunting MNK. He has decided to make true to his word. Now he's closer to Aso Rock than ever before, and is making it point blank that giving Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is like rewarding criminality. It's just like a case of a pot calling the kettle black. We have seen several things done by Asari Dokubo, like the last protest he did, where he would literally, said some words that are quite indicting. Nothing happens, probably simply because he's actually dining and widening a corridor of power. But in all of this, I still feel that for posterity's sake and for history's sake, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, now that the ball is in his court, should allow the judiciary
Yes.
to do their job completely without interference. If they say he should be released, then they should release him.
Yeah, because for me, court orders should be respected as far as democracy is concerned. I think the most important thing here is democracy should respect the supremacy of the law.
Yes.
If there's a provision in the law that had been duly followed by a court of competent jurisdiction, it is expected that the president should align with that court order, except proven otherwise by another superior court of competent jurisdiction. But looking at these enjoyment I'm seeing the Kubo go through these few days, he's just the entering into Aso Rock, coming out. I mean, this has never happened before. What do you think is going on? Do you think that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is operating an open door policy where anyone can go in there to advise him? Do you think it's just a way of aligning with people who supported him?
I think it's a case of being a lawyer. If you're loyal to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, like I always say, Bola Ahmed Tinubu doesn't forget. Whatever you do, it's just somewhere like all those loyal to him who have been loyal to him in the past years. It's just giving them, unique positions. But Jabamela is a friend so close to him. Today, he's the chief of staff. And to make matters interesting, he had to officially resign. Now, for Asari Dokubo, we've always, even during his campaign speeches and all, he mentioned Asari Dokubo when he came to Rivers. That's to tell you how close they were. Now, Nigerians just wondering. It's not an open door policy thing. It's a thing. I think it's a thing of loyalty thing. If you are loyal to him, then you can have access to him. Look at what happened. Bala said something very unique the last time he spoke. He said that he didn't mention names, but he gave coded terms which I could decode that the coppers. The coppers he meant there was actually referring to the 5G5. Mm-hmm. He said the coppers have now realized that they are now warning them that your frequent visit to Aso Rock is getting too much. We don't like your too much visit. They allow the president to settle. Now it's getting clearer. Those as deliberate assets they may be having with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then when he was Bola Ahmed Tinubu is different. Now he's the president. They may begin to ration that visit. Yeah, exactly. And that's to tell you now that there are people who may not even have access to him. But Nigerians are just scared that if Asari Dokubo is not sitting comfortably having press release in such a lofty place, who knows? maybe the next person is going to be MC Olomo.
Well, MC Olomo is a human being like Asari Dakubo, and we've seen his level of loyalty towards the president for as long as now. So maybe someday he's going to go in there, have a chit chat with the president, and come out and give Nigeria at least a press conference in the state house. All right, that's what we'd like to leave.